You are listening to the Wild Man Podcast.
We're good.
Hey!
We are here.
Thank you for choosing Wild Man Podcast. Today I'm with Truckstop Dickpill. If you guys care to introduce yourselves and say who you are and what you do in the band.
Oh yeah, Ryan. I guess we'll start with you.
Ryan Bateman, drums.
Chris Trainer, guitarist.
Toby Hurt, bass.
Corey, vocals.
Kyle Jettis, guitar.
Appreciate you guys doing this for sure.
Of course, man.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So my first question is, what inspired all of you to start a band and like pursue music as a whole? Like as a everybody like working together and everything like that.
I don't know. I've always been like a huge music nerd, like even with just regular music, and then really when I got into like metal and shit, I don't know. I've just always wanted to like write and perform. I liked everything from like Cannibal Corpse to like Slipknot and like even Madonna and shit. Like I like everything. I like performers and writing. So yeah, that's pretty much for me. Just like a fucking huge nerd of music. So
I just got
Yeah.
ting ting.
Yeah. Ryan just hit stuff.
yeah,
I just got ting 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 ting.
yeah.
I would say for me, I had never really played guitar in a metal band. I had played guitar in a couple other bands, mostly like kind of pop punkish stuff. But I was discussing at one point with Ryan and Chris of like, we should try and start a band. And lo and behold, we came up with this. We came up with this. But it's been very fun to get back into playing guitar in a band again and do something different that I hadn't done before, but I'd always loved experiencing live. Like metal shows are some of my favorite things to go experience, and I'm like, it'd be pretty cool to go be a part of that and be on the stage and be on the other side of that experience.
I think my whole thing is that I wasn't even like into music scene, and then I just got dragged into it because of Ryan. And
They were like, here's a play bass, bitch.
yeah,
Pretty much.
and now I fucking love it, and I just
Yeah,
want to keep doing it.
you're killing it, dog.
Yeah. For me, it's been a big part of my life. Grew up around music. None of my parents played or anything like that. Just one of my first memories was seeing Kiss live.
Hell yeah.
Seeing Gene Simmons shooting fire when I was 4 years old and spitting blood, and I'm like, Dad, I want to do that. And then,
Yep.
I still haven't done it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to.
We're gonna start putting you fake blood in your mouth.
Yeah. And ever since then, it's been just a passion of mine to kind of relieve stress from everyday life and be able to let it out. And other people feel that same way at different shows, and it makes me feel happy. It makes me feel I'm doing something right.
Fuck yeah, that's definitely the way it should be. Like music is like, in my opinion, music is what brings everybody together. If you don't listen to music, there is something wrong in the world. Like I used to have a manager. I used to fuck with him and be like, what's your favorite band? Oh, I don't listen to music.
Yeah.
Like,
Then no, I don't trust you.
He's just sitting there driving. He's like driving onto the office. He's just like,
Or talks to himself like a psychopath.
yeah. It's like, what do you like? It just inner monologue the whole time. Like, what are you doing?
You're listening to farts when you travel? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I have a monologue anyways. Like,
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Well, this is a fun story, actually, real quick. So me and Ryan and our other guitarist that should be here,
Maybe.
he said he was on his way.
He's going through life changes currently.
We were going to a concert in Atlanta, and Ryan's like, sometimes he justifies things in his head he knows isn't right, but he does it anyway. So like, he thought it was a good idea. We had been drinking and smoking in the car and shit, but we were late to the show, so we were like gunning it, going to Atlanta, and he thought that the HOV lane was like an Autobahn lane, like you could go even faster.
Oh no.
And I'm like, nah, dude, this is a carpool lane. This is like you do not want.
Oh, this
there-
is in Atlanta.
like what 2+? There has to be like 4 people in a car or something like that. So like I was like, dude, this isn't a fast lane. Like this is just a carpool
The
lane.
commuter.
Yeah, commuter lane. And so he was doing 100 miles an hour, no joke.
115.
And we looked to the right, and there's a cop like on par with our speed with the lights on, like trying to get us to pull over. Got all the shit in the car. Thank fuck he was a young cop, because like whenever we were like, yeah, we're just trying to get to a show, we were like coming out of town, and then we were like, do you listen to music? He's like, I don't listen to any music. And then we were like, there's got to be something like okay, if you could go see any band, like what band would that have been or something like
Didn't you
that?
say Mastodon?
No, he was like Alice in Chains.
Yeah, yeah.
And we're like, fuck yeah, dude. See, there's something in there. Yeah.
But all of the other details
You just-
that might be incriminating.
Yeah. So I feel like
Before
even
that.
people say they don't listen to music. I think they do, but they're not like passionate about it.
Yeah.
But they like hear it and they're like, look, yeah. I can't believe that somebody just wouldn't listen to any kind of music whatsoever, or at least like, feel it if they hear something.
Right.
Something will give you a little tingly poo in there if you hear something pretty, that you like. But yeah, I agree with you.
Boss when he told me that, like he was like underneath the store manager, so like I used to tell my boss, I was like, I bet you he dry humps a pillow to the sound.
Yeah, you're into some weird shit if you don't
Yeah.
listen to music.
He doesn't love dry humping, you know what I'm saying?
You listen to the screams of the innocent.
Or so. turns on his radio. Turns on his radio and it's nothing but like a white noise machine.
Yeah.
I just like hearing the open road, helps me fall asleep. Yeah.
I just want to say thank you for you guys doing this as well. Like my buddy
Yeah.
Alex, he knows who you guys are.
Hell
'Cause
yeah.
he's a trucker.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely want to like hit that trucker crowd. That's kind of why, like, I don't know, when I first started trying to like, when we started like promote this band a lot, and try to like add a lot of like trucker pages and stuff, and just like talk to them, and like we got some good responses. Like TikTok has a lot of trucker dudes that got like these baller ass like rigs and shit.
Hey, death metal.
Where it's like, hey, dude, what's up? If you like metal, we're like trucker themed or whatever. It's not really like a gimmick because we don't pretend we're truckers, but we definitely want like truckers to show up at shows.
Yeah. I feel like they travel the most, so if anybody's gonna show up to our shows.
Right. It's like if you need something to do, stay awake, go to a show for a little bit.
Yeah.
We'll give you a free shit or something.
Watch
Just some stickers.
Watch us yell at people. It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my next question for you guys is, what are some of like your guys' inspiration for the band? Like, do you guys all listen to the same, or is it all different? Because I see the different band shirts and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, I got the decap.
No.
Yeah, we listen to all
Style.
different kinds of shit, but a lot of us like obviously the same kind of music. Like, I think, like I said, I'm like a huge metal nerd, so I really like a lot, of underground shit and like a lot of slam. I've been listening to slam for a really long time. Always wanted to do like a slam band, so like Abominable Putridity and like the early like Putrid Piles, one of my favorites, and but I grew up in the 90s, so I was like a big new metal kid growing up. Like Kiss is like my favorite band, so I like a whole bunch of shit. But yeah, we all pretty much bond over the same kind of music, like
Definitely
sure.
death metal based, I'd say for sure.
Yeah.
Toby's more on the hardcore side based. Like,
Yeah, me too. Like I love
Yeah.
hardcore music a lot, and like thrash, and
I love AC/DC, damn it.
like if I can be in like, I understand when like groups branch out, everybody wants to do like 10 different bands, because I would if I could like just do every genre possible and put something in it if I could. Like, just it's just music's just fun to write shit, and if you understand the genre that you like, you can contribute to it. But yeah, so huge fan of a lot of shit. I love listening to slam, like as if it's like toilet vocals or if it's like Frog. I don't give a shit.
Yeah,
Like I like it.
shout out
Yeah,
Black.
yeah, good lax.
Shout out,
Dude,
Any bands that have to do with like dicks or poop, like that's great.
Back to me.
Yeah,
Hey,
but
shout out
Buttholectomy, dude. Love those guys so much. Yeah, they're homies for sure. Got to see them play in Nashville their first show and they killed it. So they're doing some big shit. So yeah, bands like that, like I love those underground slam bands, and slam's kind of popping off. So I think we started at the right time, where slam's being put around in different mixed genre stuff, and people are. I think slam is an introduction for a lot of people these days to death metal in general. So people are like starting to figure out that are like kids like who suffocation is, or like internal bleeding, yeah, mortician, devourment, and like all the greats that like kind of molded this genre, the subgenre of death metal stuff. Yeah, for sure.
Get that.
Well, you can say suffocation like every 5 minutes, man. Like they're the OG. Them and internal bleeding. New York death metal started slam for sure.
oh yeah.
Then Morticia, and even though Dying Fetus,
Yeah.
like Baltimore. Yeah. I mean, yeah, dude, we just super huge nerds like death metal scene.
Yeah.
And
We can go on and on about this stuff like all day.
just,
How
name,
much time we got?
George Flies.
just name bands. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
good. Big time.
Like, the death metal scene in New York, like I think I've the guy I interviewed from Pyrexia, he was talking.
Oh, dude, Pyrexia too, man.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
there's another name dropper.
They don't get enough credit. They were around when Suffocation, all them like started, so they're a huge influence
Hell
on
yeah.
slam too, for sure. Like Sermon of Mockery is like one of the best death metal albums of all time.
Oh, yeah, that dude was like wild to talk to, like getting all the knowledge from like the early slam scene.
Yeah, yeah.
Like this, like I love Chris to death, and like he was just like this. I started slam before Suffocation. I was like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
You're
like,
always gonna hear it. Yeah. Because like Chris will say like, the term itself wasn't really thrown around until they kind of threw it around. But like the actual like sound of it and like, the curb stomp breakdowns and shit, like all that kind of they were all kind of doing it at the same time, like all those bands in New York.
like I told them they're the all holy trinity. Like it goes Pyrexia, Eternal Bleeding, Suffocation. They made that triangle for a reason.
Yeah.
And if they
And that-
just all tour together, that would be like a OG slam moment.
Yeah, I know, right? And they're all still playing, they're all doing great.
Those pits would be scary.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And then now they're doing Devin from Sanguisugabogg, he's doing a band with Derek from Suffocation and like other members from New York called like Ablation. That's gonna be really sick. And they had Frank come in and do like a guest spot, and he hasn't missed a fucking beat. That dude is a monster. Like best death metal vocalist of all time is Frank the Tank Mullins, dude.
Yeah.
I love Frank Mullins.
Yeah, like this.
Huge
That's
inspiration.
the reason I started the podcast, because death metal and slam never got the spotlight like deathcore and metalcore.
Exactly.
hmm
And like a lot of people didn't realize that like without those two genres, we wouldn't have deathcore, we wouldn't have beatdown, we
Yeah.
wouldn't have that.
Yeah, because it influences more than people think. Like, even if some of these people do hardcore shit or whatever, they like some death metal. Like, they really like the slam shit. And, you're starting to see it kind of in a lot more, being incorporated on more mixed bills, more hardcore shows. Will have some slam shit. Like, Torture's been killing that scene, and, like, the hardcore kids really like that band. Even though I will say, like, they're a little, like, they're one of those live bands like you just have to see. A lot of people are turned off by their sound because it's like, I think they're due for like a new album for sure, maybe with like better recording. But seeing them live is just an experience, and then seeing them with like a hardcore crowd is like where it's at. Hey,
He's here.
well, you got to introduce yourself now, bitch.
Yeah, come sit down in the chair.
The last member has arrived.
Okay.
Yeah, we have a we're like the fucking Slipknot of slam, I guess. Just
I'm
got
Brandon, by the way.
a bunch
We're
of
running $5.
Yeah, we should have did our other names to introduce.
Oh
them.
yeah, our meme names. Yeah. Brandon is our third guitar player.
Yeah, what did I miss?
Oh, we're good.
We're
just
nerding out.
We're nerding out about
We're having fun.
metal and slam.
We got a new song coming up tomorrow, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh yes, new song
Yeah.
tomorrow dropping.
Speaking of Devin,
Yeah, speaking of
Featuring Devin of Sanguisugabogg and all his other amazing bands, Earthburner, yeah, and Ablation that's coming out. So it's called 18 Wheeler Drug Dealer. It's gonna be on our new EP coming out called Bucky vs. Beatdown. So we're excited. It's just self-released. We're just
Bring
pretty
your jerky.
yeah yeah. We'll make you jerky.
Yeah, we'll make you our jerky.
Yeah. So it's gonna be really, we're due for a new actual EP. I've been writing the last few EPs myself, which has been really fun to do. And everyone else has been helping me out with stuff and just to bide time, because I've kind of had the time to really like do shit musically on guitar and stuff for once, like in a band, and it's felt really cool, like
You put a lot into it.
to like help write shit and like we all contribute to like everything. Like it's a really
Yeah.
awesome collective of like goofy ass, just nerdy motherfuckers that love like metal and can come together and just write music all the time. And we got so much shit written. So we got a lot of stuff coming, a lot of ideas, and yeah, it's gonna be sick.
I just don't yell at people.
Can't
Chris
wait
likes being loud.
He's aggressive.
I am very aggressive with people.
with Devin from Sanguisugabogg. I've met him a few times.
Yeah.
And I'm friends with the Bog Boys. Well, mainly Drew.
Yeah, Drew's awesome too. Yeah.
And like every time I see him, I give him a big old hug. But besides Lorna Bill, because when they were on the Lorna Bill, they were busy as a motherfucker.
Yeah, and
Oh,
that's
God,
crazy.
yeah.
Some of the shows they've done, man. It's crazy seeing the success. And my old podcast, I interviewed Devin, and when Cameron was in the band, and I think I was like their first interviewer. So like I've known them since then. So we've always kind of been like stayed in touch and just cool motherfuckers, man. They just same thing. They're like I think younger. Some of them are younger than me, and they just are just good people. Love the genre. They fucking killing it. They're like kind of reinventing the genre too in a way where they're inspiring a lot of younger people to start bands and just do this shit too. So yeah, I mean, huge shout out to all those dudes. They've been killing it, and I'm always stoked when I see them. Them and Sid, Drew, and all those dudes. Super cool.
yeah, shout out them Bog Boys.
Boys.
Fog.
Oh yeah, they're definitely cool. I think the last time I seen them play a small venue, it was all of us. I was talking to Drew outside a venue, and there was a dude who got kicked out because he was like trying to beat the shit out of this little girl.
Oh shit.
Oh,
Like,
Damn.
that's a big
like,
no-no.
Yeah.
like at that venue, there's no security, mind you, because like you
Wait,
do
what
like
happened?
small shit,
It was like a DIY venue, probably.
pretty much. Like in the
Yeah.
middle of like outside like a big city where a hospital and everything is, like for kids,
Yeah.
like child stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like outside the like before you hit the interstate, there's a venue out there. And me and Drew were talking, and he was like this, and we see this dude get kicked out. And my friend Aaron's escorting him out, and he's not even security for the venue. My friend
Yeah.
Aaron's like a dude who lifts. He's like, "You're not gonna fuck up this little girl." And he
Yeah.
grabbed him by the neck and threw him out. And he's like,
Fuck
"Stay off,
yeah.
buddy."
Yeah.
Jesus.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah, that's
It's ridiculous, man.
The dude got in the car and went through like the grass where like the band has all their equipment, everything. And Drew
Yeah.
almost got hit by a car.
Oh shit.
oh my gosh.
Like,
Wow.
Drew, I guess we're in Iowa.
Yeah.
That's bad.
Sounds about right.
That's bad juju right there.
Yeah. Well,
That-
the other
That's insane.
that's the thing about metal shows though too. A lot of people that aren't really into it or understand or like I've never been to a metal show. Like it's normally like in most scenes, but I would say, I haven't been everywhere obviously, but the scene itself is very inclusive and like it's definitely a place like a safe space.
No, we take care of our.
We just like to beat the shit out of each other, but it's all in good fun, It's
Yeah.
not, no one's trying to get hurt or like hurt anybody else. You get knocked down, you get picked back up. Like the pit's just to have a good time, and people do get knocked the fuck out, shit like that. But usually it's like friends doing it to each other, or there's mutual respect there. And a lot of these kids are coming, they're going to the same shows all the time. They meet each other at shows. It's a good place to make new friends that eventually, hopefully, you guys start a band together and like do the same shit and inspire other kids in the pit to like throw down and then like, fuck, like, let's start a band. Like, huge way to like make friends is just like you said in the beginning, like, just music brings people together. So,
Oh yeah, like
metal scenes I feel the most comfortable in, like at shows, to be honest. So like I feel completely just safe there and free to do anything. And I know people will have my back and I'll have theirs. Like, and there's not going to be any like real bullshit, or we'll throw them the fuck out, or anything like that, bigotry or like whatever. Like, people don't tolerate it at metal shows. Like, you'll be fucking thrown out.
Well, the environment that we're in now is crazy. We've
Yeah.
done some basement shows recently, and it was all respectful there. There was no issues, and this was a completely underground show.
We all know each other, and it's like mutual respect. When you go somewhere else, you want to bring that same level of respect to every venue you play, and like community you become a part of when you play their venues in their cities, and just see what they're about. And like most of the time, like, people always tell me like, oh, metal's not political, or metal's not this. Like, it's the anti everything. Like, it's metal is counterculture. So like whatever the popular thing is, metal is like against that. But it's also like, it can be anything. It's music. Music is whatever you want it to be. So, but metal specifically has always been like a safe space for a lot of people that felt like they don't have anything, or the fucking weird kids, man. Like the
Like us.
yeah, like
Yeah, literally.
weird. They're like, man, you like that fucking shit? Like, I can't understand it. And I was like, I don't want to understand it, man. Like, I just enjoy the sounds of it.
Yeah.
I like it's brutal as fuck. The more toilet, the better. I don't give a shit.
yeah, it's definitely understandable. Like that show happened, then I went to go see Fear Factory and Static X, and
Fuck yeah, dude. That's
That's a
the
show.
That's a beater.
yeah.
in the middle of like Iowa, Illinois, and Wisconsin. So I'm in the middle
Yeah.
of it all. And so I
Nice.
drove to Milwaukee for that show, and I had
Nice.
the tunnels because like I have the long stretch tunnels at that time, because if you have tunnels, you understand those help you stretch better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always take them out at shows, like usually.
Fuck. This dude here.
Yeah.
And I was all like, what the fuck's this dude doing? And my friend Aaron was with me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm over here getting uncomfortable. I'm just like this. Can you not? And he's just like
Yeah.
this. In my ear, the dude dude we don't even know says, I bet you like it getting pegged, don't you, pretty boy? I was like,
Whoa.
What?
All right.
Oh,
Okay.
Damn.
love this man to death. He's like my brother. Like I said, he's a big motherfucker. And
Yeah.
when he gets mad, his face turns bright red. Mind you, we were in a dark
Nice.
room,
Yeah.
and I could tell his face was red, and he was all like this. And his girlfriend was holding him back like this. No, babe, no. And
Yeah.
he
Oh no.
doesn't
Yeah.
knock him off.
Yeah.
And
Like,
like,
speaking of red face, I'm bouncing one in. I'm gonna tag Brandon in. Yeah, but he
Hey,
gets mad. big old
Tomato-looking
welder
mother
beast.
yuckers over here.
Big old welder beast here.
I'm the nicest guy there is.
Yeah.
the guy
So
got
where?
literally beaten the fuck out of because he started dry humping these teenage girls.
Oh my god.
And
Hell,
Why
what is
can,
up
why,
with that?
why can guys not keep,
What?
why can't they just keep it in their pants, bro?
Yeah.
What's wrong with
Yeah,
this
it's like,
guy?
go get a fucking anime body pillow and shut the
Trying to-
fuck
Yeah,
up.
literally. Get a Jesus.
Get a wife.
Dropping trout
Yeah.
out of the pit.
It's like, listen, we're here to headbang and throw some hands, not to,
It's a different kind of helicopter.
Speaking of that,
yeah.
when I went to Maryland Death Fest one year, Mortician played. Somebody brought a blow up doll. I've never seen a
Wait.
blow up doll get tore up so much.
Wait, which year was that?
That was 2019.
Was that 19?
Yeah.
I was there.
You were at that?
I'm dead ass. I
No
was dead ass.
fucking way,
This is small world of metal, right?
You were at that.
Yeah, I was there.
I have videos of that
remember
fucking show.
this.
Yeah, dude, that was
Yeah.
like my favorite year. I
Dude.
think. so far.
Yeah, I had 3 people like get crowd surfed when I was in the Devourment pit, and
Yeah,
3 people like stage dived and they like hit me in the head multiple times.
Yeah,
I was like, oh my god.
Devourment, they had this blow up like killer whale.
Yes, the
Like an
whale,
orca,
bro.
and it had like a grip on it, so people were crowd surfing on the killer whale during Devourment set. So like, dude, the soundstage is the best.
Yes.
The shows are so sick.
Yeah, Baltimore Soundstage is one of my personal favorite venues. I've only ever been there that once.
I
That
saw
was insane.
agoraphobic Nosebleeds, like only show they ever did there at Maryland Death Fest was there, and that was fucking insanity. Like
Yeah.
people just stage diving, head jumping,
Oh,
like
it's
front flips
insane,
off
yeah.
their speakers. Like I love that. That's my favorite kind of shit. Like
Yeah.
Not dry humping.
No.
We do
No,
not
I don't-
condone that.
we do that
We
later.
do not condone that.
We don't
That's
need
for
to,
us and us only.
you know, if you feel the music that way, then you need to just not go to shows or something,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
go to raves. I think that's what they do there. I don't know.
Like temple.
There are
Yeah.
go to the Gentleman's Club.
Go to
Boom. There you go.
You can't even grind there. You gotta like.
this ain't the fucking this ain't the fucking Idlewild. Like you gotta go find a club to do
True.
that shit. You know, this ain't
So,
the place.
You guys are familiar with Kubla Khan?
Oh, I love.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
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 They're from like Texas or something.
Yeah. They bring up Iowa 80.
Yeah.
I live like literally 2 minutes from I-80.
Really?
Nice.
Oh wow.
Hell yeah.
Because I live by the biggest truck stop in the United States. And
You live that one? We're gonna try to hit that one up.
No way.
What's the city called? Some with an A, like Al something. Where
Oh.
that is.
Other than Walcott.
Walcott. That's it.
Dude,
And
we
we're
got-
gonna
that's-
try to go
have
there
to.
because we're doing a Midwest tour in July, and we're coming back through like down towards like Minneapolis, but we're gonna pass like kind of near Iowa. So like we were wanting to hit up. We're like, dude, we got to hit the largest.
We have to.
truck
We
stop.
have to take a trip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I started like mapping out stuff like maybe we can do on the road because most of the time we're gonna be like only 3 hours from the venue, so we can have time to maybe chill and stop somewhere if we leave early.
Vlog it.
Truck stop, that one I saw and I was like, that has to be
Yeah.
something we do.
We gotta hit the Sally House.
Yep, Sally House.
If you guys need a venue to play on the way back, let me know. The podcast is sponsored by a venue called the Skylark.
Nice.
Awesome.
Shout out to Skylark.
Yeah, shout out.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
trying to round out that like
Shut
way
up.
back route. So like so far that's been like what we haven't had a lot of luck with. We got the whole first half like on the way to Slam Dakota that we're doing. We have all those dates and venues booked. We're just waiting to get the dates on the way back booked so we can like really announce like where we're playing.
If you
But
guys
yeah.
need a venue, I can get a hold of the promoter. He'll
Yeah.
probably have me promote it, but like I can get you guys a spot in there.
Hell yeah. Yeah, we'll definitely consider that if we run into any more bullshit with getting this set up. It's just like, promoters already have like 50 other things they're doing and venues, and I understand all that. So it's not like nobody's like hit us up. Like we've had contact with a bunch of people at all these venues. We're just trying to like make line everything up right and start to get like bands on some of these shows. It's the first time for all of us really doing this besides like Chris.
It's been cool too, though, 'cause it's like
It's a new
we're finding
experience.
bands that we follow, that we like, that we want to play shows with, and
Yeah, and they're like,
Good
yeah,
That's pretty cool.
it's been cool to like set up a tour and just do it, say fuck it, because the goal was, I was like, why not? Like, I'm gonna like just make an EPK and send it to Slam Dakota and see if we can get on this because I don't know, the guy that does like the poster art for that fest every year, like commented when we were just like, this fest looks sick, and he was like, hey, you should hit this person up, like, and try to get on. And I was like, all right. And so I told everybody, and I was like, if we get accepted into this somehow, then we should just book a tour around it and just like go for it.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
while the iron's hot, just like got nothing to lose, just fucking take it on the road, like have a good time. And sure enough, they were just like, yeah, you're good to go. And
Don't have to wait that long.
yeah. And then I was like that day trying to like map out the tour and see where we can hit. And just, we all follow like bands all over the country. So like I already had an idea of like some bands that I can like look into and like see where they play and try to, get them on shows with us and shit, and just
We're pretty much fully booked now, though, right?
yeah, we got like the way there. We got the way there booked.
Yeah.
And then the way back, I think we still need the last 3.
Shout out Gut Pile.
Yeah.
Shout out.
You need to shout them out and tell them to hurry the fuck up. Get that Detroit show.
We're waiting.
Yeah. But yeah, so we'll have everything finalized with that. So we'll announce that once everything's done. But it'll be July the 5th through like July 16th. We'll be on the road and we'll be hitting the Midwest and then coming back through. So whenever we hit towards your area, it would be around the like 13th, 14th, I think is when we hit Minnesota. So either way, even if we don't play a show, we'll come through there. And if you're around, we'll fucking like link up or something. Hit up that truck stop, dude.
Oh fuck yeah. I probably will be coming out to Slam Dakota, believe it or not.
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. Let's go. Hell yeah.
Like I said in the beginning of the podcast, I'm trying to get Slam in the light
Yeah,
and like try to hit every Slam, like every era of Slam, which
we
is a
appreciate it.
ass.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, because you
The
figured
only
so many different bands.
don't like doing interviews. A lot of them, like I love Devourment to death, but like
Yeah.
I've had Rexia, Internal Bleeding twice,
Yeah,
like this. I've had C48, I've had Chris.
yeah.
Let me nudge you guys a couple times, and I've just messaged them all on their like personal page. They're probably like, "This motherfucker's bugging me."
No, like both Chris's from Internal Bleeding, they're fucking awesome dudes. And I've interviewed Chris before, Provelis, and he's another guy. He's just old school, super fucking music nerd. Shout out to Black Sabbath for him because he's a huge Black Sabbath nerd and like loves that first album. Been to like where the album cover of it is, like, you know,
And they were like
yeah,
psychedelic.
yeah, he's like super into that shit, and they're great dudes to
Oh, yeah.
talk to.
From Chris, believe it or not, I'm friends with him on Facebook, and I seen they're playing a festival in Minneapolis for the first time. They said it's been a while since they've been in the Midwest, and I jokingly commented up there. I was like, I could bring some stogies. We can drink some
Yeah, he loves that bourbon too. Yeah, stogies and bourbon, man.
like this.
Yeah,
He's like,
Really warms the belly.
I was like, do you want to smoke some cigars and chat? He's all
Yeah.
like, this. Yeah. He's like, just come up, and he's like, message me when you're here, and we'll smoke some cigars and chat. I'm like,
yeah,
fucking sick.
yeah, dude. Yeah, Internal Bleeding's the shit. And shout out Missing Link too, for the other Chris. Yeah, dude, Missing Link's sick too. If you like just straight hardcore shit, that's the other Chris,
Yeah, that restrictor point.
Chris McCarthy.
Really good. Really good.
Yeah,
If you guys need a death metal band, a couple of death metal bands from my area to look up Phantom Threat,
okay.
look up Pit Lord.
I know Pit Lord. Pit Lord's sick as fuck.
I've heard of Pit Lord.
That's
Yeah.
Pit Lord's from my area.
That's awesome. Yeah, I think I've hit them up actually to maybe play one of the like the Minneapolis show or something, like because they were kind of close.
There was a couple that were like lining up with Slam Dakota that we were trying to call for
Phantom Threat. I
Phantom.
feel like I've heard of Phantom Threat too. But yeah, Pit Lord for sure. I love Pit Lord. They're sick. And I'm pretty sure I've hit them up to try to get a show or something. So yeah, that would be dope.
Oh yeah, like I said, I love everything you guys are doing. Like you're doing it right. Like I love the samples,
Thank
everything, like, the names for the songs. I'm just
you.
it's funny.
Yeah, we have so fucking many. Like,
We got a wild ones.
We try to keep it family friendly. You know?
Proud of all the names.
Yeah.
I am. You know, and there's some like Capri Sun colostomy bag. You know,
Baby Batter, Big Gulp.
Baby Better Big Gulp. That's on the new EP, and yeah, we, you know, piss jug gluttony. I just like to have fun with it because slam is such a good genre because you can be. I think part of what people may be appealed to us is like, does that
The
that
absurdity.
sentence didn't make sense, but like,
It's the absurdity of it all, Rich.
yeah, I
it's
think-
like how out there it is.
I think the absurdity draws people in. So like Truckstop Dickpill, that's funny because slam is like kind of goofy as a genre, but it's supposed to be.
It's about being silly.
But then when you hear the music, we're serious about what we write and what we sound like. So like it's the exact opposite of the, you know, and then the samples kind of break that up and make it like fun because these are all samples that we all love and like know from movies and shit. And we just like always wanted to hear songs with it like in there. So we're kind of just living that dream, you know, just like I don't have a complicated like fantasies or dreams. I'm just like I just want to hear a song with the part from Semi Pro where he's like, "Suck my cock, I'll murder your family." Like I want to hear that in a song. So we did that, and now that's like, dude, I'm like,
The only thing that pulls its weight around here.
yeah, it's my goddamn truck, like the fucking Men in Black.
Yeah,
Like,
never,
Poison,
this,
isn't it?
this
never
is
did
like-
never did I think I'd be in a band that sampled one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah,
Here I am.
like, and I'm like a huge encyclopedia of like movie quote shit. Like I feel like I talk in quotes most of the fucking time.
That's like 90% of the conversations.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so like I always have something on deck to throw into a song that I'm like, dude, we got to use this, we got to use this, and we all just like on the chats are fucking stupid because
Oh
we
my
just
god.
coming up with new song names and like samples, like we should sample this, and that's like our chats are just wild with that.
It's
And they usually just go with it too. It's just like,
it's part of the allure.
Yeah,
It's
there's-
just it's so like just out there.
It's not as much as like a full democracy as it just like it's also kind of like controlled chaos because it's like, yeah, let's do that, and everyone's like, yeah, fuck it, let's do it. Like who cares? It's fucking slam. We're having a good time with it. It's fun.
path of least resistance.
But we write good music because we love the actual genre. Like we're about it, you know. And I think a lot of bands, and no disrespect really, but like I think with metal specifically, it's not something you can just pick up like because you think it's easy. It's you have to be about it. Like this has to be something you're passionate about. Music is like or metal is probably the most passionate genre of metal there is, and like we've had people saying, "Oh, I'll just start a slam band because it seems easy," and they're not into it. And it's like I'm not even going to use the term poser for that. I'm just going to say that like it's not easy. Like it's not even easy for us. We just enjoy it, and this is what we do.
People can tell that, I think.
There's nothing about it being easy or hard or challenging. Like this is just what we like to write, and we're good at it because we're passionate about it, and we understand the genre, and we're just contributing to it because this is like what we love. That's pretty much it with that.
Oh yeah, it's definitely understandable. Like I've been talking to a kid, Aiden, and we're looking to start a band, and like I was like this. I think I got the lyrics down.
Yeah.
I sent it to him. He's like, "This dude, this is the most fucked up slam song I've heard in a minute."
Hell yeah.
And it's called "Fucked Without Any Legs."
Yeah. That's hard, dude. That's hard.
Wow.
Love
And
that.
it should be one of the samples because we gotta start recording. But he's like only 17, gonna be turning 18 this year.
Yeah.
I was talking to him. I was like, one of the samples I want to use is Lieutenant Dan. You ain't got no legs.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah, dude.
Jedi.
There's not a single person that will be opposed to Forrest Gump shit and slam. That's meant to happen.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
He's taking.
Yeah, matter of fact,
Can't see here.
Yeah.
Your mom really liked your education.
And then you think of like merch, you can do whatever you want. Like you can get a Lieutenant Dan shirt would fuck, dude. That would be so hard. I'd buy the shit out of it. Lieutenant Dan. Lieutenant Dan. You can call your music Lieutenant Dan Slam.
Lieutenant Dan's
That's why us were like unnatural male enhancement or Tennessee Boner Slam or like whatever. We
Yeah.
just like always change up. Like
Shout out to Blue Chew.
yeah.
Not sponsored.
Shout out,
Yeah.
Honey Pack.
Yeah, Honey Pack. Shout out Rhino 9000.
shout out Gucci Mane.
Shout out Ginseng. Shout out.
Shout out.
I
You
think
live off that shit in Korea, dude.
like
Young Money. So
Yeah.
a 2.5 minute song, and none of the clips we're gonna use is when Peter, Joe, and I think Quagmire and all of them go to the strip club, and Joe's
Yeah.
over there, like that girl's dancing on him, and he's like, "Oh, come on!"
Yeah, the Family Guy shit's always hard. It reminds me
Hey,
of like
Peter.
hey Peter.
Hey, Peter.
It reminds me of like the old Suicide Silence EP when they was all Family Guy. Oh damn, is that some gunshots?
Oh, for sure it was.
we're gonna pretend that's not happening.
No, it's happening. This is where we're at.
Whatever.
Shout
I
out
just want to shout,
Knoxville, Tennessee, baby.
I just want to shout out my Ford F-150 truck.
Yeah. She's a
shout out Rick Ross.
Shout out, Mom. I love you.
Wait, and
Dale Jr.
the Monte Carlo, dude.
Yeah.
We got the Monte Carlo here.
Budweiser car, baby.
East Alabama.
Blaisdell.
Oh,
Martin, MLK.
turning into a rolling ad.
Shout out to my Chevrolet legs.
Yeah, we're not. we're not sponsored by any of these things.
Yeah, we are.
Oh, yeah.
Anyone not gunshot, welcome to the hood.
We just live in capitalistic society, so we have to rep what we buy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, can you,
We have to be proud of it.
Gunshots happen?
It's still go.
That's straight up. Yeah, gunshots.
Yeah, that's definitely happening.
Maybe they're just playing paintball. I don't know.
Again, shout
Very
out Young
aggressive
Money, shout out
paintball.
Rick Ross. Yeah.
Shout out
Man, that's a loud hole puncher you got over there, bud.
Shout out Project Pat. Shout out 3.
Oh, yeah.
Scissor.
But like I said, slam is definitely like where it is right now. Like peeling flesh
Yeah.
is that shit in the bright light.
They're cool
They really did
motherfuckers
kind
too,
of
man.
break the wall
And
down.
snuffed on sight,
Mhm.
and the new slam like really started popping off, and I think Sanguisugabogg like does have a lot to do with that, not just because I
Hell yeah.
love
Yeah.
those dudes and respect them, and I consider Devin like a huge friend, but like for real, like I think COVID had a lot to do with people discovering these kind of genres too,
Yeah.
like younger people, because when I was interviewing all those bands, during the pandemic, like that was when Maggot Stomp really like took off, and like them and 200 Stab Wounds and Frozen Soul and like all those bands, and
Hell yeah.
they all got signed like super quick from that label. Like Maggot Stomp's super good about just finding these fucking disgusting ass like caveman riff bands and really
Camel.
really throwing them in there, and then they're all doing it big now, and I think that inspired a lot of like newer bands, like like younger kids to start doing slam, and like peeling flesh is like, it's crazy to see like how fast they've blown up just because they're adding a different mix to it. Like slam has always been super like kind of hip hop influence, but the way they do it is just like,
And it's stuff we wanted to write years ago, but never really got around to.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah, that
just
was an intent to.
I think slam's one of the few subgenres of metal where you can really incorporate kind of whatever the fuck you want, like anything that just like, it's such a fun genre to write for, and with the samples, and like I'll be honest, like some of a lot of the songs I don't even have lyrics. I'm just making fucking guttural noises and trying to like push myself vocally to make disgusting sounds, and some of it I will write lyrics to. I do like on the newer stuff. I'm trying to write more actual lyrics, but
Or I feel like we've been trying to do this forever though. It's been a thing
Yeah.
since 2010.
Remember the
Yeah.
Styles of Liar?
That's,
So,
yeah, shout out. That sounds
doing like deathcore shit. We're like, man, I wish we can do like slam shit, but like it wasn't. It's not like we're doing it now because it's popular. We were doing it just because we could. Like we had the right people to do it with, and like East Tennessee, there's not a lot of like even death metal here, so we're kind of one of the only death metal bands around, like in the area. So that's been kind of difficult too, trying to like book shows, and like people kind of want you to be on death metal bills, but we were like, I don't give a fuck who we play with. We played shows with like our friends that are in like a pop punk band. We were like the only death metal band on there, and it was awesome. Like those kids threw the fuck down. We had a lot of our like friends and fans like come out and throw down for us, and the punk kids are all about it. Like we don't give a fuck where we play, like, or who we play with. We just want to have a good time. So
Fuck yeah.
yeah, like we're down, play whatever show. So and one more shout out, we did shout out to Piss Rot and the Donkey Dick Boys and Chunks.
Yeah.
'Cause they're some sick Tennessee death metal. They're like, we're playing a show with them soon too. So yeah, those kids are sick. They're some of the younger kids coming up from Kingsport and like fucking it up. Like really love those dudes for sure. So if you haven't heard them or try to get them on, they're cool kids, man.
Fuck yeah. I don't think I have anything else to ask or talk about.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys take it easy.
Yeah, man.
Thanks a lot,
Dude,
man.
thank you so much
Yeah,
for having
appreciate
us
it,
on.
man.
This has been a blast, and we'll stay in contact. We'll hope to see you when we're on the road in the Midwest and in the summer in July.
Oh fuck yeah. Be there. Peace out.
So, yeah, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, stay in touch. Thank you for having us, man.
Thanks, man.
Stay hard.
The Wild